Embracer is a really simple synth. Don't let that turn you off of using it though. Sometimes I think plugins and instruments are more powerful this way because they make it easier to be creative. I always find it easier to work with someone else's idea rather than having to come up with my own. And Steinberg capitalizes on this notion by offering up this fantastic synth that is perfect for pads and accompaniment. Let's jump right into it. Embracer has two oscillators which are the driving force behind the final sound. When you first load the instrument up, it usually starts out with this warm bath preset which has only one oscillator enabled. If your setup looks different from this, just take a second to turn off the second oscillator. Right now, oscillator 1 is set to a soft wave. Let's see how it sounds. That's pretty nice. Clicking on the drop-down here, we can see a big list of waveforms for the oscillator to generate. Feel free to try a few of them out. I'm going to select Ensemble. It produces a really nice pad type of sound. We can use these two dials to change the characteristics of the sound. The tone knob works both as a low-pass and a high-pass filter. When it's set to 50%, the signal won't be filtered at all. When we lower the knob, we get low-pass filtering, and when we raise it, we get high-pass filtering. We can control the width with this knob. If you're more of a visual person, you might prefer to make these changes using what Steinberg calls the I in the middle of the instrument. Just click on the number 1 and drag up or down to adjust the tone, and left and right to adjust the width. Let's set it to something like that. Perfect. We can change the oscillator attack and output level using these knobs. See how the initial sound changes as I change the attack time? Using the velocity knob, we can determine how much velocity plays a factor in the attack time. The higher this is, the more the attack will change based on how hard or soft the notes are hit. The same goes for the level. Let's turn on oscillator 2. Set it to choir and make sure that the level is up or you won't be able to hear it. Let's set it to around -5 dB. Turn the tone down and the width way down. That's nice. Notice the oscillator has a coarse and fine knob. This allows us to adjust the pitch of the second oscillator, which can help create some separation between the two sounds. The coarse knob is a little extreme for my taste, but let's use the fine knob to lower the pitch of the choir ever so slightly. Perfect. It sounds like we're ready to score a film. Down here on the left, we can control the release. The higher this is, the longer the notes will hold on after we release the keys, which is generally what you want to do when you're working with a pad. We can also set the instrument to stereo or surround. In stereo mode, we get the usual left and right out. In surround mode, Embracer has either a quadraphonic 4-channel output or 2 independent stereo outputs in the mixer. Pretty neat, huh? Using this drop-down, we can modulate the width center. Set it to mod wheel and move the mod wheel around while you play a chord. See the animation in the center changing? It's small, but look close. This is a great way to add a little bit of dynamic to the part. We can set the maximum polyphony, meaning how many voices can be played at once. Just leave it to 16. We can also set the master tuning as well as the master output level. And that's it for Embracer. Make sure to check out some of the really cool presets.